Hey guys, welcome to the Tina Movement channel. Welcome to your movement channel. And we're here today to talk with Leanna, who has been working out with me for the last 3 or 4 weeks. And she started her journey taking baby steps, one step at a time. And she was actually pretty scared when she first started, but motivated. And I always tell my clients, just show up and the magic will happen. And it is a process. uh, they say you can't build Rome in a day, and you can't build a body that you want in a day. So I'm gonna ask Leanna some questions, and actually ask her, the first question is, Leanna, can you tell me about your story and your journey so far in the last 3 weeks?
So yeah, one of the most important things I was telling Tina earlier was like when I first started working with her, felt weak. I felt like I couldn't like lift a gallon of milk or things like that. And she started out easy on me, which is good. But it's like, knowing that I can lift 5 pounds heavier 3 weeks later, doing like a tricep thing or a press or something is, I don't know. For me, it seems like I was telling Tina, it's almost like being a superhero again. Like I'm already feeling the strengthening things, so I'm bad at this.
Well, it's a process, and what I tell clients is that when they first start out, it's a slow process, but all of a sudden it's like you turn a corner, and all of a sudden you can lift not only 5 pounds but 8 pounds, then 10 pounds, and if you've worked out before, there's muscle memory, and your body and your mind and your soul is going to remember what you did before. So that's what's happening to you. And in like 3 weeks time, it's like you have lifted from 2 pounds to now you're doing 10, 15 pounds.
Yeah.
So that going forward, so when you started with the 2 pounds, how hard it was, how hard was it today for you when you came in and you did things 10, 12, 15 pounds?
Yeah, actually, so today we went up like 10 pounds on the leg press, which I thought I was ready for, and we did it, and it was like actually a lot easier than I expected. So yeah, a lot of people always talk about, well, I want to lose 100 pounds this, or I want to be able to lift 300 pounds in a month. Well, that's just not gonna happen, but you will see results. And like already I've had neighbors and a couple friends, like the few people we're seeing at this time, they're saying, wow, you look a little bit thinner, your stomach looks tighter. And I'm like, yeah, well, I can lift more too. So like Tina said earlier, I actually did buy dog food the other day, and my fiance was with me helping, but it was like we could just lift that bag up and throw it in the cart, or throw it in the car. A lot easier than I would have maybe a month ago.
So Leanna, can you tell our audience what motivated, what got you to say yes to working out and feeling better?
So, I mean, I've had a history of depression my whole life. I mean, up and down ever since I was basically a kid. And one other time in my life, I actually did work out consistently and lost weight, but I didn't have guidance and I wasn't doing it correctly. And I feel like I started developing like really bad eating habits and working out habits. And I fell back into this deep depression in the last few years and gained a lot of weight back and lost a lot of strength. So upon meeting you, having someone to guide me correctly with correct training, with education, with like your spirit, with your like just loving heart, like I just knew it was time. I was having health issues. I am technically morbidly obese now. My joints hurt, all that kind of stuff. And I just knew it was time for me to start climbing out of that hole. And I needed help. And I'm already seeing a nutritionist, and I'm seeing a psychiatrist. But I needed someone with your like expertise to help me get me moving. Because when I was doing it before, I knew I felt good moving, but I was developing bad movement habits. Mm-hmm. So I was exercising way too much, and I was cutting way too many calories and not doing it healthily. So working out with you, it's taught me to just kind of, you told me a story that's very much me. It's like, well, I feel kind of bad right now. Well, I should go work out. It'll make me feel better. Just go do it. So I could have made several excuses today. For example, I've got a slight eye infection, my tear duct is swollen, my eye hurts, I don't have my contacts in, I've been wearing my glasses, which are 7 or 8 years out of date. And I literally can't see. I can't see the camera. I can't see you very well right now. But we came over. We worked out in the home gym. We did it. And I want to make excuses, but I want this more than I want bad health.
Amen.
You know?
And that's the key, is that if you can get out of the way like Leanna got out of the way, her own way, because the key why she got here today is because she knows when she's done, she's going to feel better. And she's going to get out of that hole. Because I know firsthand that I have dealt with a lot of depression in my life. And I know every time I work out, it brings me up a little higher, a little higher, a little higher. Now that you've been working out for 3-4 weeks now, what tips can you tell the audience, somebody who's really needs some help? They're having a hard time getting up and out of bed. They're a hard time moving. They're so depressed. They're so just deep, and they don't know what to do. What kind of tips do you have for them?
Okay, so the first tip, and it's gonna sound very like hippie, whatever, but the first tip is, where do you want to be? And that's something that makes me feel sometimes inherently depressed, and it's okay to feel that way, but where do you want to be and who do you want to be? I feel like a lot of people, myself included, feel very lost about who they want to be sometimes and where they want to go. But if you can help visualize like who you want to be and where you are, like even if you're okay, just imagine you're at the beach and you're strong enough to get on a surfboard and paddle out and surf, and you've never done that, would you want to do that, for example? Imagine yourself doing that. And
That's great.
It sounds really weird, but like it's gonna want to help you like get up and go, if that makes any sense. But I know also being the person who's depressed laying in bed for weeks at a time, that's really hard to do. So just try. That's the first thing, is try.
That's an
It's
excellent
not gonna
tip.
work the first time, but
Oh,
just try.
But trying, I mean, you look at like people like Edison, he was always doing trial things.
Yeah.
You know, just try it. Try one time.
Yeah.
And I mean, try 2 times. And if you don't like it, then guess what? Go try something else.
Yeah.
So it's all about trying on new things.
Yeah. My second tip, and this is, you know, I know not everybody has this person, but think of someone you can call. Not like, I'm having a breakdown, I need to talk to you right now. Just, hi, how are you? How are things? Like, get in touch with someone you haven't talked to in a while that knows you for you. Like, knows who you really are. Whether it's a family member, a really good friend from childhood, from high school, whatever. Just call them and help remind you of who you really are, and that you're strong and you're amazing and you're gonna get out of this.
That's probably one of the most important ones. If you're feeling down and out and you can't get out of bed and you're just feeling that depression and that hole, call somebody. Call a therapist even. Try to call your friend next door. You know, somebody's going to come out and help you.
And that's an activity you don't have to leave your bed for. So
Exactly.
if you can't leave your bed, honestly,
Right,
that's
right.
something you can do just from where you're at.
So 3 weeks ago when we first started this journey, I started with somebody who was a little reserved, had some injuries, and what happened? So let's talk about it.
Okay, so when we first started working with Tina, I told her I tore my shoulders at work. I'm a set dresser. I do a lot of heavy lifting at work, moving furniture. So I tore the cartilage in my shoulders, both of them. This one, and then a few months later, this one. I was also having a lot of knee pain and a lot of back pain. I'm almost 300 pounds, and that's a lot of pressure on your joints. Yeah, so I told Tina basically, go easy on me, but I want to get strengthened, and these are the problem areas. And I was really worried about my belly being in the way of crunches or sit-ups or just anything like that. So she kind of like,
So what I
analogy.
did, well, what I do is with a client, I ask them what's going on in their body, and Leanna is forthright and tells me everything.
Yeah.
And so I have all this to work with, and I'm like, so I don't even think about it. I just do it, and I do this thing, and they don't even know it. Is I hide the vegetables and the mashed potatoes because they say they can't do something, and I'm like, yes, they can. And I don't tell her to her face, we just do it.
if something was too difficult for me, I didn't think I could do it, Tina always found a way to modify the exercise, not to make it easier. Like girl push-ups. That's the thing people used to say, right?
Yeah.
They're not girl push-ups.
No.
It's just changing the leverage in your body so you can use the muscles the same way without making it so hard that you fail. So Tina is knowledgeable enough to modify those exercises for me that I can still do them. So like on the leg press, for example, if I move my legs further out but not too far out, I can still glide in there without my belly being away. Or 3 weeks ago I couldn't even do like, what are they called, accordion crunches?
Mm-hmm.
And now with a little bit of strength in my back, I could do them today, which really blew me away.
Which is, from the first day she started, we didn't just throw her into the wolves and say, do all these exercises like you've been working out for 3 years. I took her from A to D today. Baby steps. We crawled, we walked, we ran. And that's how we started. So she first started with the crunch. Then we did like elbow opposite knee. And then today she did accordion crunches, which she did awesome. You know, squats, we started with chair squats, no weights. Till today she had 32-pound weight kettlebell, lifting it. So, and if it's too heavy, like the 32-pound was a little too heavy, we'll go a little lighter. So I work with them. So eventually we were doing all the movements that every athlete's doing, but it may be different because everybody's different.
It's okay to take the baby steps. It's okay to get there. Because today I feel accomplished. I feel like I succeeded.
I'd like to touch upon when that switch went from I can't do this to the I can do this.
Yeah, so honestly, it was probably like the first day we worked out. And it sounds like way too optimistic for a lot of people, but I don't know, from the girl who like doesn't fit into, you know, double XL shirts, I was ready in my mind before my body was ready, if that makes any sense. So the first day working out, like, we were doing resistance bands, we were doing some light weights, and it was enough to get my heart rate up, and I was sweating, but I knew that I could do it, because we finished the workout,
Well,
and it was an hour long, and I was like, whoa, we already did this, and I'm done, and I feel good. Like, I'm sweaty and I'm gross, but I feel light and good. Like, I don't know, and that was motivation enough to continue.
I remember seeing that light bulb turn on her because she was like, my shoulder, my leg, and I just started like working around and going, here, let's do it this way, a shoulder exercise,
Yeah.
let's take the shoulders out of it, let's do the leg exercise, and you'll feel better. And the magic happened. Light bulb went on.
Well, that was my biggest fear, was
Yep.
working out would exacerbate an injury, and it didn't. So, I mean, by the end of the 2 workouts that week, and we're starting out light, my shoulder felt better, my groin, it kind of hurt, but we figured that out. We figured out which exercises are helping that groin pain. Yeah, I don't know. It was really immediate, though, honestly, because I remembered what it felt like to be like moving again. I know we keep saying that a lot on this channel, but like, I don't know, you almost feel like a kid again. Like, I can ride my bike over the curb and do a little jump over the curb. Like, you just felt good about it. I don't know, and that was enough motivation to have me work out the next Thursday, and then the following week.
Awesome.
And I want to keep doing this. You know, again.
And you will keep doing this. At what point was it when you said, I'm done. I need to make a change. I need to make a change. I am feeling like shit. Sorry, camera, audience. I'm done not moving. I'm done feeling achy. I'm done feeling depressed. The word is I'm done.
Yeah, I mean, okay, so there, with depression or with anyone who's feeling down or just like helpless, they can't do it, you just reach a point. I mean, that point differs for a lot of people. So like, it may take someone 5 years, it might take someone 6 weeks. For me though, like, the signs leading up to it were I don't fit in my clothing, I want to wear this dress out, I want to feel good, I want to look good for my partner, I want to just be strong, I want to do my job well, I don't want to keep getting injuries, I want to be able to run around the yard with my dogs, I want to have kids someday and not be out of breath, I want to be able to lift my kid up on my shoulders. Like, there's a lot of those thoughts. So like, you finally just reach a point where you're like, I'm done. and then also with me personally, like some health issues, you know, hormonal issues, hormonal imbalances, and dietary issues, kind of revolving all around being overweight. Um, so there's a point where you have to take it in your own hands, you know.
And yeah, and hopefully the good point that you said is the health issues, and I have these conversations with clients all the time, and with hopes you do get on a good healthy workout plan, walking plan, running plan, eating healthfully, so that you can live a quality of life and feel better, because it all goes hand in hand. Working out, eating, sleeping, therapy, talking it out, all those things help you. But like Leanna said, everybody's different. We all hit that done place, that place where you really want to make that change. And
well, I think for like me, for example, I'm 28. I'm too young to be having like pre-diabetes.
yeah,
I'm too young to be having like a really high heart rate for just walking. Too young to be having torn shoulders and knee pain, and a lot of that is I want to live my life to the fullest, and I want to be able to enjoy it.
what benefits are you noticing, are you feeling at home when you're not working out, in between our workouts?
Yeah, so as weird as it sounds, like I don't know, I've been talking to a lot of people about like self-care, and it sounds silly, but like since our workouts, like first thing I want to do is go home and get a shower. So I do, and I light a candle, and I basically shower in the dark, and it just relaxes me. But I've also noticed after doing that, I'm not stressed. My muscles aren't tight. You know, Tina stretches every one of her clients, so you leave actually feeling loose too, and not all balled up and pent up still. And then I go home, and I actually have like some motivation to finish a knitting project, or cook a meal, or you know, go play fetch with the dogs, or do some gardening. You know, it just like I feel somewhat refreshed, though tired, which is also helping me sleep better. So I'm the kind of person who doesn't sleep well at all. Like I wake up several times a night, I get hot, I roll around, I get uncomfortable. But I mean, I've just been going to sleep. So like
That's funny. That's great.
I weirdly have like more energy, but yet like I'm tired at the end of the day. Like I just had a full day, but it's not mentally tired. Like, okay, I'm sure you have clients that say like I'm so tired after work, but I have a sitting desk job, right? But they're like mentally exhausted. It's not like that. Like you feel like you did something. Like
yes.
you feel accomplished, and you feel
Yes.
tired, and you sleep well.
And that's the benefit of exercise. It helps you sleep better. The other question I have is,
Yeah.
with your eating, have you noticed changes where you like want to eat more healthfully?
So that one's kind of weird for me because I do have somewhat of like an eating issue, which is why I've been working with a nutritionist. But the first week of working out made me like ravenous because my body needs energy for workouts. But I've definitely noticed my body needing more like vegetables and protein, which is like one of the really good ways to help you recover
Yes,
from working out and
definitely.
exercising. I'm reaching for like water versus soda. Soda makes me sluggish now. You know, I'm not waking up having sugary cereal, except for today I did. It's okay, but like, you know, I'm waking up and wanting this food to kind of get me going, or, you know, whatever. Fast food is definitely less, as weird as it sounds. Like I don't, let's say, like fast food makes you feel like all clogged up inside, and after working out, like you literally, we talk about lubrication a lot, but like you literally feel your body like clearing itself out of toxins and like
yes. Because I noticed
sludgy.
when we first started, there was like a couple times you had
Chinese
Chinese food, and it made her sluggish. She's
Yeah.
like, oh my God, my stomach, and I got, you know, to get down and like, okay, I need to take a few minutes. The last 2 workouts, energy's been high.
Well, what did I
She
show
doesn't
up with?
stop.
What did I show
She
up
showed
with
up
today?
with even after eating her sugary cereal, she showed up with 4 eggs ready to eat afterwards for her protein. So the changes are happening little by little, you know,
Yeah.
and that's what we want. We don't want huge changes right away because you won't stick with it. So that's my motto is, you know, start with the baby steps,
Yeah.
crawl, walk, run, and before you know it, you're doing it. So to summarize what we've been talking about today is about getting you moving, and it doesn't matter where you start. It's just start. And I'd like to give you one tip. Go out your front door put your tennis shoes on, you go out your front door, and doesn't matter how many steps you take, just do it. What about you, Leanne?
I keep saying this a lot to our friends and company, but like just doing something simple around the house for me, like just doing the dishes, put your shoes away, do the laundry. Okay, those things make me feel accomplished enough to get there to start feeling better, to take care of myself, if that makes any sense.
Right. What was the other one? Call your mother,
Call
a
someone.
friend, call somebody.
Phone a friend. Yeah, and what Tina said, go outside, reconnect with what being a human is.
Reconnect to nature.
Yeah.
What do you have to say to our audience?
Yeah, I mean, basically, it seems hard. Just reach out. If you need help, reach out to a therapist, reach out to a nutritionist, reach out to a trainer. You know, if you're injured, reach out to a physical therapist first and then talk to them about creating a plan with a trainer. Just don't be afraid to ask for help. Our society has a lot of stigma around that, and it's okay. I personally wouldn't be here today, alive and breathing, if I didn't ask for help when I needed it throughout my life. And I know a lot of friends who struggle with depression and weren't ready to make the step to start feeling better. And you know,
What was the one word you said? Or 2 words? There's no shame
No
in
shame.
asking for help. So if you're feeling depressed, you're feeling lonely, you're feeling suicidal, please call. There's suicidal hotlines. There's therapists out there that you can just phone.
Yeah.
Call a friend and they might say, hey, I have a therapist for you to call. So please,
Yeah.
you're not alone, and there's so much help out there.
reach out to us too. I mean,
We're here.
I'll be on Tina's
Yeah.
videos. You can message her, comment on her videos. Just, you know, she'll be around.
I'll answer right away. I'm good at it.
Yeah.
I hope you found value in this video. And if you did, please like and subscribe. And stay tuned and follow Leanna's journey, her story. And the most important message here today is if you're feeling depressed, you're feeling lonely, you're feeling suicidal, please, there's no shame in asking for help.